2022-021A at 8120 Laurel Avenue, as presented.
I'm gonna let Jay get that second. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Okay, so passed.
Thank you for your time.
2 minutes, we gotta record.
You got a what?
Record.
Recorder.
Okay, but we're good so far? It's on live on YouTube.
Good to go, right?
Yes.
Thank you,
Yes,
sir.
you're good to go.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys.
That was a pretty easy one too, I think.
Have a nice park, that's a nice lot.
Yeah, I mean, what do you mean you gotta record it? It's on YouTube, I see it right here. We're still gonna call this next case up. Case 2022-018A, it's a facade at 7620 Grosse Point Road for Orchard Village.
The staff recommends the color of the stucco be painted a color that complements the building better.
The unfortunate thing, I'm Marlene Hodges, sorry. These colors don't quite match what the actual color of the building is now. The actual color of the building is a little bit different brown. The yellow that Ani Tipnis has submitted is the same yellow that's on our activity center.
In the microphone.
Oh.
That's the yellow.
So you're matching the existing buildings and your
Yes,
complex.
down the block, at 7672 Marmora is our activity center. It was a building that we rebuilt after a fire. We had this god-awful fire and rebuilt the building. And the front of that building has this same yellow, which actually is kind of pleasing, so. But perhaps most notably, if you can pass the actual, that's a picture of the existing building, and we're not doing anything to the brick.
We're just gonna paint the stucco. We're gonna replace the windows. Right now, they're all fixed. We're gonna make them operable.
You're gonna make them all what?
Operable, open.
Oh, okay.
And,
Are they like a retail window, or are they?
No. With COVID, having a window that you can at least have part of it
Oh,
open.
yeah,
Where's the yellow
it's,
bit?
no, it's great that you, I think that's a great thing to do. I
Having
was
s-
curious about the color of the window, just the window
Plain-
frame.
color of
match the
window-
other-
Yeah, it'll be a dark color, the frame. It won't be black,
So
but
it'll be bronze?
Yeah, it'll be
Yeah.
dark bronze or,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, because you've got 3 choices, or 4 choices, so bronze is, so, good. Yeah, the white, because some of your, it wouldn't match
Correct.
your other commercial buildings.
And the fake stone on the door that goes.
It's on the east,
Which
it's
one?
on the east side of the building. There's some stone, we're gonna remove that. And, just,
No, I got this up on the screen.
So the concern about the color is a good one, but it's always hard to judge with how printers work,
Right.
and computer
Right.
monitors and stuff.
but the yellow I gave you is
Yep.
the same color that's at the activity center.
And that's what that's your other
Yeah,
new
so
building
it'll-
at the end.
it'll all blend.
Yeah, that's
Got it.
good. Perfect.
Got it. That's our only issue then? Then that's resolved? Is that correct?
Sounds like it.
All right,
Yeah.
Tom, fire away.
Yeah. I move that a certificate of appropriateness be granted for case number 2022-018A at 7620 Grosse Point Road, as presented.
Second.
Thank you very much.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, so passed. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm keeping notes for you, Bri, just so you know. Case 2022-020A, or 20A, I should say, facade at 7909 Lincoln.
The staff has no objections to the overall design. A technical item to be addressed includes submitting a PIN consolidation application to Cook County and providing a copy of the receipt to the village. The west and south elevations may have one wall sign each. They must be a minimum of 10% of the building height away from the top of the parapet, and the largest lettering height is 24 inches. As shown, it appears that relief from the sign code will need to be granted by the Zoning Board of Appeals. If the three artwork items on the south elevation become commercial signage, relief will be required as well.
So, if I'm not mistaken, why don't you guys define where this is?
It's, right next to the, Skokie House.
It's
cabin.
that parking lot.
Yep.
Okay.
Just north, the right,
Yeah, across from Dr. Jones either.
the Roberts Office Supplies old space.
Oh, down by the corral, down that
No,
direction?
just south of here by about a block.
Is that artwork facing the parking lot between
Yes,
that one village lot? Right?
Yes.
We're talking 8 storefronts north
yeah,
of the new building.
it's pretty much a zero lot line building
Gotcha.
up against
Gotcha.
the general park, the village parking lot.
How you doing, guys?
Great, how are you?
Good. Talk to us. You heard the comments, so,
Well, those two pieces of artwork would be not like 20% off. It wouldn't be any lettering as such. It would be tasteful pictures of what is furniture that is being sold within the building. So that's the artwork that is, that you see on the three rectangles on that side.
The idea that it was proposed that it would be potentially LED, depending on the budget that I can provide, but it would be more art installation, and then possibly advertising for either events or something, but it's not like I'm a delicatessen where it'd be like, you know, Kata Salami's $2.99 today. It would be more glamour shots of furniture, lighting, things that I have. It's a medium to high-end furniture and lighting store. So I'm trying to, the whole purpose of that was to mimic that the building was possibly more of a corner unit versus just a front facade. So that was the plan.
yeah, I mean, I get all that, and it, excuse me, the imagery here looks like it's artwork, and that's completely different, but if you're gonna start using it
They'd have to go to the zoning board of appeals if it's if it's signage for,
Well, I know, but that's what they're saying, it's gonna be imagery of product.
So what's the difference between that and the imagery of all the other graphics on the side of the theater, on the side of the Ace Hardware? That's painted graphics.
I don't debate that,
Okay.
okay?
But it's not
And-
selling
and-
anything.
Yeah, and I'm not here to give you a hard time either.
No, I know.
I'm just talking out loud. If it was, if it's a sign and it's advertising what's inside and it's lit, that's a sign.
Yeah,
And so,
but what's the negative to that?
well, it's, I don't know.
Because
Okay,
it's
I didn't re- I
not
didn't-
facing any residential, which I thought was a positive, because with the apartment or condo building across the street, if it was on Lincoln,
Right.
then I'd say,
Right.
okay, you know, the lights or whatever, but
Right.
it's in the parking lot, which I was already lit.
Well, that's exactly, I guess, what the point of the zoning board of review is that
Right.
that all of a sudden is out of our hands, and it becomes, you have to apply for a variance, because they are considered signs, because they're lit and you're selling the items that you're presenting.
Right, but I also was talking with Leslie and saying that possibly, the way I looked at it was that this is potentially a corner building, that's the entrance to the retail hub of Skokie, and I could also then have events for the neighborhood posted on there, things that actually help the community versus, and that's why I said, it's
And
not really
that's-
signage for selling
Right.
something at a dollar value, it would be more of imagery and graphics.
If you were to paint a mural or add some type of a static artwork, whatever it may be, that's art. This kind of falls into that category that's a little gray. It's a sign. And that's, you're allowed a certain amount of square footage of sign, and to be able to get that approved, you need to get the ordinance. You need to get a variance from the
So,
ordinance.
and I don't, we're not gonna my opinion is, we're not gonna deny you, we're gonna send you on, okay?
Yeah.
Because I think that I think the look of the new facade and that sign and all that stuff is fine, and it complies.
Yeah.
And I think, when I look at this, I think it looks cool. But this is art.
No, it is art. That's why I said I
Right,
didn't
right.
think it was a stretch from what is painted graphics, which I thought was
Right.
kind of a positive to what's happening in some of the
Right.
facades. It's exciting to look at.
Right.
To me, I thought of this being more Vegas, where there's a lot of murals out there, there's graphics, there's things in motion, but it's not necessarily,
Yeah,
and like I said, there's a big difference between Earlshire 995, you know, this on sale, that on sale, versus something that could be appealing, could be running graphics.
we get
Yeah,
that.
got it.
The problem isn't that you're gonna have at that next step,
Yeah,
not with us,
No
is
problem.
that
understand.
they're gonna say, well, how do we know you're gonna own that store in a year? And how do we know we're not gonna see the Earl Scheib or whatever, you know what I'm saying? So we can't, we understand your intent now, but they have a sign ordinance too that they wanna adhere to. So just, I'm saying, be prepared for something there.
I have a question. How often do you anticipate the images will change?
Well, it could be once every 6 months, once every 3,
Okay.
once every 2. I have a full projection in my store currently, my other location, and it's graphics of my logo. It happens to be motion censored, and it's water graphics with koi behind it. So it's more of a cool graphic where people just look at it and it gets more visually stimulated versus anything. So it's stuff like that.
Gotcha.
So it depends on who I can hire and how much it's gonna cost to keep changing the graphics. But there would be the initial package of the initial set, which would be the interior shots or graphics of specific, like close-up shots that are more furniture-related and lighting.
Understood. And where I'm going with that, of course, is the less frequent you change the sign, the more it becomes art and less a sign. So just trying to suss that out a little bit.
So, somebody, let's make a motion on this, because we're not gonna debate the pros and cons of the signage. We'll let that go on to plan review, but, somebody make a motion.
I do have one question
go ahead,
about
Joe. I'm sorry.
the plants that you show on the front elevation. Is that a built-in planter, or is that,
No, they're, this is what I currently have. I don't know if you wanna pass it around, but.
Oh,
mean,
I
it
see.
change-
So
It
it's
changes
planters.
seasonally, it's planters.
oh, okay, excellent, all right. Yeah, it shows in two dimension, it doesn't show as planters, it
Correct,
just shows
but I'm
almost,
trying to soften the front facade, it's pretty hard.
yeah, and that's okay with,
Yeah.
yeah, I imagine it is, never mind, it's a dumb question. But, it is gonna be on city property, so, cause
Well,
you're right up on the zero lot
Technically, it
line.
would be on my property since there's a foot and a half that's
Oh,
on the
okay.
plat of survey.
Perfect,
And then if you look down the sidewalk, some of the other buildings, 3 or 4
yep.
buildings down actually do bump out on the original property lines.
I don't have a problem with it, I was just asking, so I'm
I
glad
have
that
another store in Chicago I deal with all the time.
they're a little
The
harder.
building I'm leading now, I currently designed it where it recesses so I can put planters and not get,
Dang.
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, we don't charge you as much.
He likes his planters. All right, somebody make a motion.
Sure, I'll make a motion that a certificate of appropriateness be granted for case number 2022-020A at 7909 Lincoln Avenue, pending zoning board of appeals approval of the quote-unquote artwork signage on, not sure what the elevation is, on
It would be.
Southeasterly.
the southeast wall, all other requirements of the village sign code to be adhered to.
Anybody second?
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, great. Good luck at your next step.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
And
Thank you.
thanks for coming to the village.
Thank you. Looks good.
Okay, I think these two the next two cases are, well, you guys are the same for both cases. We'll look at them, are they literally right next to each other too, right?
Yeah, it's a 3 lot.
Okay, so you guys can come on up. Case 2022-022A, new building at 7250 McCormick Boulevard. I think this one's the Raising Cane's. Tom,
Yeah.
what is your?
Sure. Staff has no objections to the overall design. Assuming some of the wall signs are removed from the facade, windows or a design feature should be put in their places to avoid blank walls. This item will be reviewed as part of an overall development proposal, including 3 restaurants with drive-throughs at an upcoming Plan Commission meeting in May. The second restaurant in case 2022-023A below, period. A third restaurant has not yet been identified and will be reviewed at a future date. Additional parking lot trees will need to be provided to ensure a ratio of 1 tree per 15 parking spaces. Some on-site sidewalks and crosswalks are provided, however, they need to be interconnected and not lead to dead ends. The sign package for the overall development includes 2 ground signs at McCormick Boulevard, requiring relief from the sign code. The locations of these ground signs shall be located outside their respective site distance triangles. As shown, the wall sign package for Raising Cane's will require relief from the sign code. Staff recommends reducing the number of signs to maximize wayfinding and minimize sign clutter.
All right, this is gonna be challenging.
Mm-hmm.
Not for you guys, challenging to
See it.
figure this out.
I have a site plan that helps to pass the zone. That helps out.
Do you have elevations?
Yeah, we've got elevations here too.
I got some extras here.
The issue's gonna be, their issue's gonna be signage.
Okay. So I don't have this plan, I don't.
So, and just,
Raising Cane's is 50, Colter's is 52.
Okay.
so this is a 3-lot commercial subdivision. It's just north of the Skokie Commons, commercial subdivision, which is the Mariano's development, in McCormick. So it's 2 lots that front McCormick Boulevard, and then 1 lot in the rear. So what we've come forward with for signage, is 2 monument signs. I think by code we're allowed 1 monument sign for the commercial subdivision. Because the lot in rear does not have frontage to McCormick Boulevard, we're looking to have 2 monument signs, one stating, lot 1, lot 3, and then the other sign near the second entrance to our subdivision stating lot 2, lot 3. And that provides, the rear lot some visibility off of McCormick. And then the other aspect of it is just that it helps define both entry and exit points to our commercial subdivision, as we do have both those access points off McCormick. Where, you can go to lot 3 from either entry point. So the signs for the buildings, that is something we do wanna reserve the right to come back, with tenants, to talk about the sign package for the individual buildings. I know in the elevations presented tonight, there are some things that are above code requirements. I don't wanna speak on that without the tenants in tow at this meeting. I think that it does make sense to come back and discuss that with you if there's relief sought, so.
Are these curb cuts there already on McCormick?
Yes,
Both of them are? The northern one as well?
yes.
Okay.
And are these tenants signed?
Yes.
Okay. So, what elevation should I look at to see which one is facing McCormick? That's just, so lot 2 is not signed yet.
Lot 2, we're still looking for an end user, but we anticipate a drive-through
Sure,
restaurant user in
sure.
a similar fashion.
I'm just trying to figure out. Trying to figure out what faces McCormick. Is it, well, this says rear, bear with me.
Are you looking at the Raising Cane's?
I'm looking at the Raising Cane's.
So I think it does say front. If we had the,
Is that front? Front would be facing,
Front would be facing
It's long on the lot, right?
it'd be it's
the shorter side.
it's a shorter side.
Yeah.
That faces McCormick? Okay. What's with the one love?
Oh,
That's
I mean,
why I do wanna come back.
I'm
I
just
think
telling
it's-
you because that's a sign to us.
Yeah,
So do they want Raising Cane's or One Love? I think they want Raising Cane's, right?
Yeah, we do, and the tenant did express that, that they wanted to come back with their sign package fully put together, and discuss it with that, cause I believe they will want to seek, some relief on the building sign package. So what we're, my role here is overall commercial subdivision developer, and that's where, our signage package is the monument signs for the subdivision.
It's the same thing. Is your, is this the same franchise as Morton Grove, the Raising Cane's? So we take a look at that and how the signage works?
I'm not familiar with that location.
Okay, so it's a different
but,
fran,
but it is Raising Cane's. I'm not sure if it's the same franchise.
I mean, this is corporate design.
yeah, I know, that's why I was asking whether there was, I know Culver's is pretty much Culver's, that's what you get. And then they change it every couple of years.
This looks fairly consistent with Morton
Yeah.
Grove.
Yeah, it does. I was wondering, just if I can drive by and take a look at the signs, if they're putting together a sign package, and we can kind of get an idea what it looks like.
Yeah.
I mean, I think as far as the building is concerned, it's fine. It's all about the sign. So are you suggesting that what? That this isn't the sign package and you're gonna resubmit?
The tenant specifically has requested that, to come in with the sign package. They do wanna discuss it, just because, what I have here, it doesn't have sizes identified. It does have more than, code requirements, so it is something that they want.
So should we just pass on this until you come in with the correct submission for Raising Cane's?
So with the site, with the monument signs, and being able to have that visibility for lot 3 at the frontage of the road of McCormick.
You don't, have you even shown us pictures of the monument signs?
Yeah, they're 8 foot wide by 10 feet high.
What
They're on
page,
a 4-foot monument.
what page is that on,
So that was,
Joe?
22 on the submittal sheet on, let's see, it's Lot 1 monument sign shows Lot 1 and 3, and then it mimics the Lot 2 and 3 is the same. It's on a 4-foot brick base, and then 2, 3 plus signs above. So it's 10 foot high by 8 feet wide approximately.
That's big.
Big.
Yeah, if there were, I understand why you're asking for 2 spaces because of the rear lot and the way the site works with the existing northern access point, and then
Oh, yeah.
the southern access point, which you share with Mariano's and Starbucks, I think, and then the industrial to the back.
yeah.
It's 11 feet.
That's a huge sign.
Okay. Is it the height or?
Well, I mean, it doesn't comply, does it, Bri?
Which one?
We're talking about the ground signs.
For McCormick.
So what we did, we took.
What are they, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. What are they allowed on these?
It's 50 square feet.
They're allowed 50?
Yeah.
For each tenant,
That's 88
No.
square feet.
50 total?
50 total.
No, this is 88 square feet.
Well,
Just about 80.
you got
10 by 8.
6 by 8. It's really
No,
close.
You're up for.
No, well,
Don't you count that?
You count the pedestal?
I don't know.
The base, we didn't count the base.
Is the base counted in that, Brian?
Not for the sign faces, no. There's a height maximum.
Yeah, do you know what that
But
is?
but the bases don't count, the pedestals don't count towards the sign faces.
Okay.
If it's masonry,
Overall
a
is 11.
material,
10
those don't count towards the signage.
Okay.
Pretty darn close to
We've
50
gone
or
from
52.
here.
Okay,
Yeah.
8 each.
Yeah, see, it's total 11 feet.
I mean, if it's compliant, then I
Yeah.
have no issue with it, other than where it's located, which is something where they have to locate it.
Yeah.
And if it is something, we'll take a look and make sure that it's not posing any visual restrictions or any of that, and we'll lower sign height if that's an issue, but,
So on this particular case, Brian, they say Raising Cane's is coming back with a sign package.
So you could, I mean, approve the elevations
That's what we'll do.
Yeah.
with the condition, the sign package has to come back
Right.
before you guys, and then it'll go to the board.
I'm surprised we didn't get it.
So you understand that, right?
yes,
But it'll be a while then before it goes to the board, because we meet again in a month.
understood.
Right. So,
It's what?
I'm not sure what there is to gain for you.
Yeah. Oh.
I just think that they, because they have the relief, they wanna come back and discuss it.
Well, but we're saying, you're saying you're coming back to us with the revised sign package.
Well, with this, I mean, with this signage, they just wanted to make sure that they have the relief on that for their building. Oh, you guys.
On the signage? But
Yes.
we don't grant that relief.
Well, the signage relief, the Appearance Commission has to approve. If it does, if you don't
To
approve.
get it to the
To
next
get it to
step.
go, yes.
Right.
Correct.
So
You're
are you
not,
saying that this is the signage that the tenant wants, or you don't know yet?
It is the signage that the tenant wants. I don't have the actual dimensions of each of those signs. And usually they put together a sign package at some point in time for the building, that further identifies that.
So we can approve it saying, provided that the sign package meets village, the signage ordinance,
or they come back for relief. 'cause
or that you come back for,
And I believe it's over code requirements at this time, so that's where it's, they do want that relief on the signage.
maybe we're miscommunicating. Is this the signage that they want, that I'm looking at here, or not?
Yes.
Okay, and we're saying it doesn't comply, there's certain things that don't comply, such as the secondary signs and that love, whatever it says.
Well, that was where some of the comments here, I'm just stating this because it was, the comment was to remove some of the wall signs and, assuming some of the wall signs are removed from the facade, windows or design features should be put in their place to avoid blank walls.
Right.
So that's where, I'm saying we do wanna reserve the right to have the tenant come in and discuss their sign package, with the parents review.
And that would be in a month, so you're saying, what we're telling you is that, I'm sorry, I wish we could have a better methodology for looking at this. What we're saying is, you've got certain signage on here, where I'm looking at the drive-through elevation. You got a sign that says Raising Cane's, and then you've got a big window sign that says Raising Cane's, Chicken Fingers, One Love. You can't do that.
For the development.
You know, they're literally 8 feet from each other, or 10 feet from each, you know what I'm saying?
So I think,
And then the side entry level,
here, I think this relief is okay.
I'm not quite sure what that thing
What
is.
about
It
the
says
size?
Cane 1
Yeah.
over on the right.
Big.
Because
Um,
for the two ground signs,
So,
because it will be, but, what about
so
the size?
those are some of the issues we have. And then on the other elevation, if I can get to it, well, there's the other thing that says, there's a separate sign all by itself that says One Love
I don't remember. but
on
height is
the
also
front
okay.
entry
It will
elevation.
be
That's
10
the one that
feet
faces
by
McCormick, I
8 feet
believe.
by
Yeah.
4
So it's
feet.
got the Raising Cane's and
Yeah,
then
which they're-
One Love. I don't know
They may be in compliance.
what One Love
Yeah.
does to make me wanna bet a chicken sandwich,
Yeah.
but,
Expressing the love for chicken.
right.
Yeah.
So,
Two signs are
and then as you're coming up McCormick, you're gonna see, as I'm driving southbound on McCormick,
okay. One is
I will see
here.
3 Raising Cane signs. I'll see the one over the door,
I believe.
I'll see the one
okay,
big
they
one,
need two signs,
and then I'll see the one on the McCormick side.
uh,
So,
because.
That's
because
gotta get
I'm
clean-
looking
I mean-
to
I mean,
the
I can't-
area like this,
we-
you know,
I-
so if
I don't know,
they
does anybody else have a
are
comment?
Two ground signs, okay, but.
I like the
raising
design of
that,
the building, we just have to figure out
What
how they
about
can.
Yeah, I mean, I think the
Signage,
building's
you know?
fine, it's just it's a signage thing, but
Yeah.
but you're telling me this is what you want, and you want us to move it on to the next level.
Yeah, and that's right. I think it makes sense for everybody to have, the tenant to come in to express their sign
So we should pass on this then until the next meeting.
Well, do we
Well,
wanna break it out?
We'll need full dimensions on every sign, and we'll analyze every sign, what the code requirement
Right.
is, why it doesn't meet.
Right.
I don't think there's dimensions on that stuff. It was kind of it was a late submittal that was thrown onto the meeting.
Okay.
So, yeah,
Do we have the same issue with Culvers or not?
at Culver's, no, not as much. They have too many signs, I believe, Carrie did the review on this, because Carrie got these on the agenda. So, the Raising Cane signage, it was like, it's numerous signs that don't meet code. We don't know what all the
Right.
full dimensions are. The Culvers, I don't believe it's so much the size, I believe it's just a number.
Let me take a look at the Culvers.
The Culver's one looks pretty standard to me. They have a sign on each side. We don't know what on each side, which is pretty standard for a franchise. It doesn't seem as the Raising Cane one. The difference is that it's kind of, to us, it seems kind of jumbled, at least to me. There's a wall sign that's kind of eye level. There's a sign over the door, and then you've got the standing sign on the overhang. It just seems like there's a lot of information that we're not kind of getting, and that's why I was wondering if I could drive by Morton Grove and see, what that looks like.
You definitely can, but I think we can, I don't think we can address the Raising Cane's case tonight, just until, because you're telling me that this package isn't complete. If you want all those signs, we can't address it. If you,
Is there an ability to split, what would be the subdivision signage and the building signage? And that's really our goals here, in presenting material to you guys tonight, is to continue with, what we have for site plan and landscape, for the site, right?
Right.
And then we would like, I'm expressing that, is that we do want to come back for the building signage and be able to better articulate what we're doing with the building, right? Because we did put together a full sign package for each elevation of the building. And I think it's best interest of myself and, everyone up here to really iron that out more. And
Mr. President, I'm going to cut you off. I'm sorry. I think it's a good idea to separate the developer issues from the building issues. The site plan is pretty standard. It looks, the landscaping, with this
Right.
addition of some trees, that's fine.
Right.
The buildings, the elevations look fine. The architecture looks fine. The massing looks fine. Signage is an issue. And with the site, so you've got 90% of the site. The discussion is the two monument signs on McCormick, which seem to be the only comments from staff on the developer, kind of the site
As
issue.
far as I know, it's the two ground signs for the development that is, from what I can remember speaking with Carrie, the height wasn't an issue, the sign faces don't appear to be an issue, I believe it's the two.
Yeah, so it's two. It's one subdivision with 3 lots, so you're allowed one monument sign. 'Cause
Correct.
it's a subdivision. So the ask is an additional sign, probably on the north side, the north entrance. And so, which makes sense because you've got a buried lot in the back, kind of like Bona Beef around the corner. It's an issue that they're gonna have to find a tenant for. Or no, you've already got one for that. That's Culver's, never mind. You need one for the one in the north.
so what are you suggesting, Joe? Because, I look at the Culvers case, I go, yeah, we can pass that.
Yeah.
But I look at the Raising Cane's case, and if they're saying, no, we're adamant, we want that signs, I say, you can't do that.
Well, if the Culver's case is reviewed and voted on, and the notations for the development signage is specifically with that one, and we can continue the Culver's case to resubmit fully dimensioned
The
plans.
Raising Cane's case.
Yeah, the Raising Cane's gets continued, Culver's gets reviewed and voted on with a note that we're including the two ground signs on this vote. And Raising Cane's continued, they submit full packet, everything dimensioned. Minimum 2 weeks before the next meeting, we'll have full
Right.
comments and a full analysis.
Okay.
Was the landscaping put on the Culver's case in this as well then?
Yeah, Carrie's only comment was the trees, I believe. Additional parking lot
Addition- you
trees
gotta
are
have
gonna
a
be
tree for every
required.
15 spots.
1 per 15.
Yeah.
We'll meet, we'll talk.
And the landscape, the overall landscaping too, traditionally, if the general concept appearance is okay with,
Yeah.
planning then reviews the
Right.
specific details.
Gotcha.
Yep.
So, you follow all that? Well, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna pass on case 2022-022, which is Raising Cane's. We're gonna put forth a motion on case 2022-023A, which is Culver's, inclusive of the ground signs. Okay? Does that give you some meat to go back to your development team with, to say that's good, we still need to go back in and get Raising Cane's approved, but it's really signage issues?
Yeah, it
Okay.
gives us a chance to come back and.
Right, but that gets you keep moving with the development stuff within the village here too, so, okay, good suggestion, Brian.
Thank you.
That said, I'm gonna defer to Joe.
You.
Because I have a dry throat.
All right, I move to, that a certificate of, I'm gonna need some help here, because there's a lot going on. And this is on, we're passing on 22A.
Correct.
Correct.
So, we're rolling the monument signs into 23A.
Correct.
As part of that approval. Okay, so then that's, and landscaping as well, that's a site issue, we throw the trees into 23A?
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah, so then all they have to come back for is Raising Cane's.
it's 22A, correct.
Yeah, okay. So I move that a certificate of appropriateness be granted for case number 2022023A with approval of the two subdivision monument signs and the addition of additional trees to meet the 1 tree per 15 parking spaces. I would like to say that the sidewalks and crosswalks need to be interconnected. So take a look at that with the site plan. I didn't review that totally, but I'm a walker, and I do walk over there and to get groceries and stuff, and it benefits everybody.
Anybody second?
Can I amplify that?
Yes.
Just, that
Pardon me.
the monument signs are code compliant
Thank
with
you.
regard to the site triangles.
Yeah.
Anybody second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
So passed. Great.
Thank you.
All right, thanks for your patience, but you understand what we're getting at, so,
Yeah.
cool.
You're close.
Can't wait to eat more fast food. And meeting is adjourned at
Oh.
8.
On the new agenda, any old business? None. New business? Any public comments not regarding the cases? None.
None. Is that
We
the
can
new
adjourn.
closeout? Anybody's, all right, motion to adjourn at
Move to adjourn.
8:17, so passed. Okay.
See, that was seamless.